What if we started looking at loneliness different? Looking at it as a chance to get closer to our spiritual selves. What if we took it as a chance to grow closer to God, deepen that relationship? Because you mentioned it. You mentioned God. That's how I know that you're on the right track, right? So, what if this is a chance for you to get that relationship with Him and deepen it? Okay. And that's what we're diving into today. We're just not going to help her, we're going to help everybody. We're making loneliness not just bearable, but valuable. Welcome back to another moment with Joy. And I am Joy River. If this is your first time, I am Joy River, certified life coach, and I am here for you. I have sessions, we can have meditations, whatever you need when it comes to you and your spiritual journey. I am here to guide and navigate you to your best self. Okay? So if you're interested, go to the website creativeenergy.life and book your session today. All right. And make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe this beautiful Thursday morning. I need y'all to press that button. I need y'all to get those notifications, and I need y'all to show me some love. I need y'all to drop those green hearts in the comments and come over to the live chat. Right now, we are in the live chat. We're not in the comments, we're in the live chat, and I want to see y'all over there. Okay, and also there's a new little money button. This helps and supports the team. Okay, and I want y'all to go press that and see what's up. Also, before we get started, we are doing, we're reading letters, and we have a beautiful one today again. And I love doing this. I don't know how long I'm gonna do it because I've been enjoying reading you guys' stories and answering your questions. It's been a joy. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it. Okay, let's read the first one. Dear Joy, I came across your show, and I must say, I am glad that I did. I'm glad you did too. I feel like I have been struggling with feeling alone and unsure of my purpose for quite some time now. I had asked God for elevation, but instead, it seems like I have been experiencing more of a demotion. I lost my job. Friends stopped calling me once money got low. I'm back and forth to the doctors. This change has been a really tough pill for me to swallow. I'm like, God, what? It is so easy to feel disconnected when you're alone. I'm not really sure why I've been feeling this way, but it has been a recurrent theme for me lately. I feel like I have been stuck in a rut and I want to break free. I would love some advice during this season of isolation because I feel like it has become so difficult to stay motivated. I feel like once I had the drive, now it's gone. No one to cheer me on. They say isolation is good for us, and I want to know how the loneliness I feel because of it could possibly aid in transforming my life spiritually when it feels so bad. I just want one person to call on. I feel like God completely stripped everything from me. Help me see isolation from a different light. You always help in that area. Thank you so much for all the incredible work you do. You are truly appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for sending your letter in. I love the transparency that and the courage that you showed, okay? And I can't wait for you to come out on the other side of this, because one thing about loneliness, we all feel it. We all have felt it. And especially in a world that's becoming more connected digitally, we cannot deny that loneliness is still a struggle for most people, especially after COVID. It's a feeling that consumes us and it leaves us feeling empty and disconnected. But what if we started looking at loneliness different? Looking at it as a chance to get closer to our spiritual selves. What if we took it as a chance to grow closer to God, deepen that relationship? Because you mentioned it. You mentioned God. That's how I know that you're on the right track, right? So what if this is a chance for you to get that relationship with Him and deepen it? Okay? And that's what we're diving into today. We're just not going to help her. We're going to help everybody. We're making loneliness not just bearable, but valuable. I know we're making loneliness not just bearable so you can deal with it, but we're making it valuable so you can come out on the other side better. And this is one thing in my journey that it took me some time to get to hold on to it, because I grew up in a family where we have a lot of people, a lot of people. Okay. So I'm used to being around a lot of people. And you wouldn't think that loneliness would have been my story. And it's possible, let me say that too. It's possible to feel lonely when you're around a lot of people. It's possible to feel lonely in a relationship. It's possible to feel lonely in quite a few ways, okay? And I remember growing up, and a pastor actually told me, they said, this journey that you're embarking on, because I've always been very intuitive and always kind of wanted more wisdom as a child. They always said it was a lonely road. And I'm like, it's a lonely road. Like, why does every pastor keep saying it's a lonely road? Why do I have to learn how to walk alone? Learn how to walk alone. And I just thought, that's pretty boring, or that would hurt a lot, you know? And I never understood the loneliness part. But because God calls us to isolation, which causes the loneliness. And we could be like, why me, Joy? Why me? Why I gotta be lonely? Why? Because God takes us through this period where he pulls us away from everything that we know. And in retrospect, it hurts in a moment. Like, it never feels good when this happens. But I can honestly say, in the moments where I had to drop all the people, and mine is a little different from yours, because I had to walk away and go into isolation, because my thing was always being around people. And when some people would walk away, I asked God a couple times, like, why do I have to deal with this type of hurt when I've only been good to these people? And it was instant when I finally got it. It was like an instant light bulb went off, like, oh, this is what isolation is. This is why God calls us to be alone with him. Because in solitude, in this special place, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna rebrand that loneliness. Loneliness comes with isolation. We're gonna take it, but we're gonna look at it differently today. We're gonna look at it differently. And you ask, like, what good could possibly come out of isolation? What good could possibly come out of isolation? How does that grow me spiritually? I'm about to give you some ways, okay? And the first one is, loneliness is a feeling that comes from isolation, but it invites connection. I can remember every time God would call me into a place of isolation, I would have to connect to him. I would have to connect to God, because there was no one else to connect to. I was so used to calling this person, girl, I call the pastor, this is what I'm feeling like. And guess what? When nobody answers the phone, when nobody answers the text, when nobody comes over to give you a hug, when nobody comes over to cook that dinner that you need, understand that you can get all those things. But in this season where you're calling, nobody's answering, that is God saying, hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you in the ring. We got it. And it don't ever feel good. So it's a fight at the beginning. I know for me it is. It's a fight at the beginning for him to get my complete attention. And hear me. Don't allow loneliness to stop you from experiencing the joy of the moment that's really happening. Because that loneliness that you feel is a distraction from the transformation that's trying to happen. Okay? It's a distraction from the transformation that's starting to happen. It's happening. And a lot of times when I would have to be isolated and God would take me away and pull me away so I could hear him, right? He would pull me away and I would be like, why can't nobody come see about me? And all God was trying to do was make the connection between me and him stronger, right? So I could what? Move better. What you mean, Joy, move better? Meaning, in this state of isolation, my movements would be intentional. I would recognize, like, okay, this is for my good. This is for my good. Loneliness invites connection. And although that might sound counterintuitive, isolation can foster connection in so many ways. When we feel lonely, we often become more intentional about seeking community. y'all, building these relationships. And that's what happens. You will be sitting there alone and you think, you like, dang, I'm lonely. I need to call. I want somebody around. And God is like, mm-mm. But that loneliness will allow you to dig deeper into yourself, right? And you'll see exactly what you need. You can see it. That stillness gives you clarity. Not having those things around you to give you clarity, okay? So what does loneliness do? It invites connection. That's how we're going to look at it. You're going to get more connected to God and yourself, okay? You got to be intentional when you start feeling lonely, okay? So the next thing that isolation will do, and I mean it's good for you, solitude fosters self-reflection. I'm telling you, when we are alone, y'all, and then that time where God says, no, you're not, you can't, you don't need to go out. You need to be writing that book that I gave you. You need to be writing these notes you need to be writing these downloads that I've been giving you. And not even for the world, but for you, for your transformation, for your elevation. He will give you things in these moments that are life-changing, okay? Self-reflection. When we're alone, that's when you see yourself. And I got the big mirror. So when I'm doing my self-reflection and I'm in my moment where God is like, get off the phone, get off the internet, go in your room, study. Non-negotiable time. 3 hours with me, and that's it. Okay? You start to see yourself. The ugly stuff and the beautiful stuff. All at the same time. God speaks the most in this period, so I suggest that you listen up. Do not let that feeling of loneliness take you away from the prizes and the gems and the nuggets that God is going to drop on you in this part of self-reflection. In isolation, I'm telling you, your bad habits will start to pop up. The bad patterns will start to pop up. The behaviors that don't really work out will start to be revealed, and all the ways to change them will start to be revealed to you. And it's in this moment where we untangle the past and we build and we rewrite the future. Okay? And you have to get rid of your limited beliefs in this moment. I'm lonely. Nobody's ever going. No. I am isolated to transform for a bigger purpose. For whatever God is preparing me for, this is for a reason. My loneliness is going to invite connection, and solitude is going to foster self-reflection. That is what we're doing. That's not loneliness. This is me growing. This time alone is me getting my armor up. This is me getting my tools in my backpack. And I'm not going to make this a bad experience. Can I feel lonely and feel bad for a second? Yes, but guess what we're going to do? We're going to get up from that. And every time it happens, guess what we're going to say? Loneliness invites connection. Let me connect. And solitude fosters self-reflection. Let me reflect. Okay? And what else, Joy? Draw closer to God in this self-reflection part, okay? Draw closer to God when you start self-reflecting, because you're going to see some things that you don't like. God might even bring up a conversation that you had with somebody where you was being ugly and you need to go back and apologize. Isolation just starts to, I'm telling you, you start to unfold and untangle everything that does not work for you, and you become aligned in this isolation part of your journey. Okay? So loneliness invites connection. Solitude fosters self-reflection. And this last, what will isolation do? What good will it do for me, Joy, is what she asked. And it will deepen your relationship with God, and it will remove distractions. That's why he calls us to isolation. I'm telling you. Isolation helps us focus on our relationship with him, y'all. When we're surrounded by so many things and so many people, it can be challenging to hear God's voice. It can be challenging because, especially nowadays, we got everybody's on the gram. Everybody's on YouTube. We got podcasts everywhere. We got preachers everywhere. We got prophets everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it can be challenging to hear God's voice when we're not coming away from being set apart. Okay? Isolation grants us the time and the opportunity to dig into meditation, to dig into prayer, to dig into worship, and to dig into the word of God, you have to remind yourself. And that's the thing that keeps me when I'm called to isolation. And that's the thing about that isolation. You really be trying to do stuff. Like, I say me. I still be trying. Hey, you want to go out and don't everybody be busy? Don't nobody have no money. No, we can't go on that trip. I'm telling you. And it's like everything and all the stars align in the universe for you to be at home, to be in your sacred place, to be in that solitude with God, because he's calling for it, because there's something that's about to happen in your life that you need to be prepared for. And in that isolation, in that solitude where we're connecting and we're self-reflecting and God is downloading and giving us all the things to do, I'm telling you, the moment you walk out, let me tell you, you're going to emerge with power, more wisdom, resilience. It's going to be all the things that you desire. And once you do that, all the people I just need somebody to call. I just need somebody to call. Look within. Look within first. Look within. Everything that we be looking for on the outside for, I need somebody to call. I need somebody to call me. I need somebody to do. I need. God has given us all those things. And are you wrong for wanting somebody to call you? No, I love when people check on me. But when they don't, that's literally my cue. When nobody's checking, when nobody's, Joy, are you okay? Are you good? Do you need anything? When nobody's doing that and I want it, and there's something in me that's like, I want that. I'm craving that, and then I become lonely because I don't have it. That's God saying, draw closer to me. And God is in us. Greater is he that is within me than he that is in the world, meaning draw closer to me. Draw closer to God means draw closer inward, because that's where he is. So understand that part. By intentionally reframing your experience of loneliness and isolation as an opportunity to grow and transform, you cultivate resilience, self-compassion, stillness, and community building during this season. Always understand that God has a plan for your isolation. You are not in this because you're being punished, because you did something wrong. You'll never get it right, and you'll never get it done. Let me tell you that. In this life, at the end, you'll never get it all the way right, because who has God? Listen, be gentle with yourself. When you feel lonely, connect. When you're in solitude, reflect. And deepen that relationship with God. So in these moments, you have something to cling on to. Draw close. And y'all know, like, worship music helps me when I'm lonely. Because when you're working on things and God is down low, you want to share them, and God is like, it's me and you. It's me and you. And if for the young lady who wrote the letter, there's this song that keeps, and I never sing on this thing, but there is this song by Andre Crouch, and it's, I'll never leave you, never forsake you, no matter what you're going through, I have good news for you. I'll always be with you. And that song gets me through my lonely moments when I realize that God is always there. It does. If people say this a lot, like God can't come down and hug me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm super sensitive to where his thoughts of me and the vibration of what I feel is translated physically through my body. And I can feel the presence. I can close my eyes and meditate and literally feel it all through my body. His presence is strong. His spirit is strong. And I dare you to tap into that when you're lonely. Even if that's the first thing in the morning. I'm tapping into to God. I'm an extension of source. I'm created from that energy. It is all us. Everything you need is within you. Okay? The next part, which is my favorite part, it's a time to heal, y'all. It's a time to heal. It's a time to heal. Okay? So, what are we going to do to help this loneliness during a ordained, God-filled isolation? Okay? We're going to start grabbing the better thought. Joy, what do you mean by grabbing the better thought? Train your mind to grab the better thought. Instead of saying, I'm lonely, what are we going to do? Say, I have time to work on that project. You can say, I get to dive deeper into the book that I was reading. I get to cook myself a bomb dinner of all my favorites and watch movies till I fall asleep. Take time, y'all. Take time to learn how to be alone and embrace the benefits of it. It's not all bad. It can feel weird at first. It can feel weird, but it's not all bad. Y'all got to start doing things for you in these moments. Grab your word, because you said God, so I know you know him. You got me on the whole, thing, and do the things that you enjoy. Because this process is not always pretty because we see ourselves. So you're going to need something to balance that. Oh, I saw myself. I got to fix that. This is how I'm going to fix it. This is the bad pattern that I'm going to rewrite. I'm going to get a whole new narrative for my life. Then cook you a good dinner and relax. Okay? Because healing is a full-time job, despite how pretty they make it seem. Okay? What's the next thing? Realize you're not alone. When you're lonely, realize you're not alone, okay? God and the angels that God put charge over you are with you, okay? Remind yourself daily that I am fully protected. I am fully loved. I am fully adored. And God and the angels, it's so many angels. Y'all don't understand. I'm telling y'all. When God told me that the angels had charge over me, I'm telling you, I'll be in the morning, my angels are, I'm connecting. And you gotta sometimes say, today I'm not gonna be lonely today. I'm gonna connect to what's real, which is the word. He is always with me. He will never leave me. He will never forsake me. And if I am made in his image, and if I am an extension of God's source himself, how could I be alone? I can ask for anything I want and he will deliver. Especially if it's for my good. And sometimes God will even give us some stuff that we don't need just to show you that you didn't need it. But the thing is, out of your mouth say it and you shall receive it. God says he will give us the desires of our heart, the ones who love him. Right? So dig into your word and understand that you're never alone, and whatever need that you need will be supplied. That's how you walk into your day. Not lonely. Grab the better thought. I'm not alone. I'm fully armored with angels and God. And they're going to bring me everything I need. There is no lack. Not over here. Not on the couch. We have everything we need. And connect to that. Connect to that belief. I'm lonely. No, I'm not. Okay, let's shake that off. Let's reflect. Let me fix that. And remember who you are. Remember whose you are. Remember who created you. Remember why you're here. You're here to love. You're here to be. You're here to do all the things. And what do I always say? You are salt and light to this earth, and you matter. And God got us here to live a beautiful life. Not stressful, not full of worry, not all of that. To live beautifully. And if you need somebody to call on, you know I'm always here. So I'm always here. Okay? So I hope, y'all, this helped you understand that isolation breeds transformation, always. But you have to see it that way. You have to change your perspective. The moment that bad feeling comes up, we're just going to grab a good one. That's how we heal from it. Every time, and that can go for anything. I'm stupid. No, I'm not. I just got to work at this. I'm ugly. No, I'm not. Change your perspective, okay? So I hope that you wrote some notes down. I hope that this helped because it helped me. It helped me. So until next time, be sweet, be loving. You never know what somebody's going through, okay? And I will see y'all next Thursday right here on the couch. Peace.